A child came up to me after they saw Avatar, the first Avatar, and they said to me, "John, can you take me there again?" I think what connects Avatar with people around the world, it starts with one expression that is said in the movie, which is "Inate Kameya," I see you.
John, welcome to India today. This is truly an honor to have an opportunity to speak to you. I quickly want to give out a shout out from all the Indian fans, who have watched Avatar and who have watched The Way of Water and are so excited to see what you have to offer. I want to quickly take you back to day one. I want to take you back to the day when you had the vision, because that's where it all starts, right? You have a little seed of imagination in your mind, and then you have the big picture. Do you remember that day when you saw these characters, when you saw the world, and what was it like?
Well, I've got to give Jim Cameron the credit for having the vision. And Jim had these visions because of the life he was living when he was a teenager. His experience in going out into the woods where he was growing up and interacting and reading about science fiction books and all of these things, that was the inspiration. For me, Avatar and Pandora came to life when Jim confidentially shared with me 86 pages that he wrote in 1994, before we ever started filming Titanic. And I read Avatar, and it was like, this is a movie we must make. For the next, 11 years, I dreamed about when we would be ready to make it. And in 2005, I had a conversation with Jim and we were looking at what we would do next. And we both felt that together we could be the impetus to push technology to finally let us make a movie that once we could only dream about.
Absolutely, and what a dream that is. I also want to speak to you about the fact that the film has connected to everybody universally, irrespective of language, of race, of origin, wherever you come from. We all invested and became a part of this world. What was it about the story that you think that connected all the dots across people in the world?
I think what connects Avatar with people around the world, it starts with one expression that is said in the movie, which is "Inate Kameya," I see you. And it doesn't mean I physically see you. It means I see you for who you are. I see beyond the color of your skin. I see beyond the shape of your body. I see beyond any of those things. And beyond that, the Avatar film, the first film, took the least likeliest of heroes, someone who was confined to a wheelchair, and put them in a position where they saved an entire planet. And that reminded us that inside of each one of us is also the ability to be a hero.
Wow, that's such a great thought. And are you aware of the huge success that the film has had in India, given the fact that it's one of the biggest hits at the box office for us? And the tickets for the new film are also, going to be clocking numbers like never before.
Look, I am thrilled about the success that the people of India have been bestowed upon us. We've had great experiences in India, from Titanic through the last Avatar. It is such a big landscape, and India has a culture of filmmaking too. It is a country that has a very proud and robust film industry, and I think that that's something that when you get people like that who understand film and the craft of filmmaking to embrace your movie, it's even more meaningful.
Yes, and how exciting it is for the new actors to sort of come on board and get to share this vision and get to share this experience and have this on their resume. I want to speak to you a bit about them on their first day on set, and what was it like for them to embrace this?
Well, I'll tell you the story of a young boy who's now a young man that we cast as Spider in the film. He was maybe 13 years old at the time, and his first day, we asked him to fly from his home, which is on the East Coast of the United States, all the way to Hawaii, where we were doing rehearsals. And he got on the plane and he came over, and I saw him and I said to him, I said, "How was your flight? Was everything okay?" He said, yeah, it was good. It was long, but it was good. I said, what'd you do? And he said, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy on the plane. And just as he said that, there's another voice, and the voice goes, Jack Champion, and that's his name. And it was Zoe Saldana that he had just watched in Guardians of the Galaxy. And she comes up and hugs him and goes, welcome to the family. And that to me is a great moment for an actor who had never been in a feature film before.
You know, you gave me that feeling that I was on the set when you said that. I actually had a vision. I got goosebumps just thinking of that. And the way of water, from whatever little bit we've got to watch, water seems to be a very key element in this particular story. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, just to create creatures, just to create the animal world, the fantasy world, where you get to see things flying, creatures swimming. Was that exciting again to explore this dimension?
The idea of creating creatures is one of the big joys of making these Avatar films. We've all, in some way, we've all fantasized in our own mind about a world where we're interacting with this incredible, fantastical, animal. And here we get to do it for real. And we surround ourselves with an incredibly talented design team. And we challenge them to not make something that is so fantastical that it can't be believable in our world. We ask them to ground it. When people look at our films and go, oh, it's a science fiction fantasy movie, for us, it has to be science fact. And our designers take that challenge upon them. And when they design the Tulkun, it's a creature that could really swim and jump and do the things we want it to do. When they design an Elu or the Akula or the Skimwing, these are all things, it has to be believable and grounded in the rules of science fact that we create for Pandora.
Wow. And finally, my last question to you is, they say that the most creative people pick up things from kids. They are the ones who actually tell them like it is. What has been the one thing that a kid has come to you and said to you about the films that has probably stayed with you? Any reaction from a fan who's been a kid or a child?
I think from a child came up to me after they saw Avatar, the first Avatar. I want to say they were maybe 7, 8 years old at the time. And they said to me, John, can you take me there again? And to them, they meant it not to see it on the screen. They wanted to find a way to actually go do it. And that meant so much to me.
Wow, I think I resonate with that child, and I want to say I'm so eager to go back. And thank you so much for the movies, John.
Thank you.